yan, paksiw na isda, gano'n. So, parang sa akin, parang malaking achievement na yun kasi knowing na hindi naman talaga ako nagluluto, but uh, thanks to YouTube tutorial, ganyan, natuto tayong makapagluto. And ayun yung mga new learnings tsaka during the ECQ period. And another thing is, since yun nga sabi ko kanina, the crisis was parang nangyari siya during the Lenten season. Parang for me, parang mas na-appreciate ko yung Lenten during this year, not because of the crisis, but because I have more time of reflection, meditation, ganyan. And ayun, and somehow dahil sa ginagawa ko yun, parang nabawasan din yung pagiging anxious, pagiging fearful, kasi nga pa rin ako, lumalabas pa rin ako, pupunta sa work, ganyan, knowing na parang masasacrifice yung health, ganyan. And pangatlo, siguro yung experience din na parang na naging health conscious, ganyan. And parang dati kasi siguro most of us parang di priority yung sa health in terms of pagkain ng mga masustansya, ganyan. But then during this time, parang na-realize ko or na-realize natin yung importance ng health. And lastly, yung communication with our family and friends na mas naging stronger. And I believe parang all these things na nangyayari sa akin or sa atin, may it be parang fearful, but andun naman lagi yung assurance ni Lord na He will always be with us, ganyan. And ayun, parang lang talaga, it's was a blessing and always been a blessing din na to experience those things despite of yun nga, will in the middle of the crisis. Yun lang, brothers, maraming salamat for allowing me to share.
Yes, thank you, JP. So ano naman tayo, virtual clap naman tayo dyan. Then, thank you, JP, for that sharing.
Welcome, Jude.
Meron ata din tayong, since as of now, we are 25 participants na. I think we have some guests as well na would like to introduce. Help me welcome Attorney Charles Francis.
Welcome, Charles.
Hello, bro. Welcome, bro.
Welcome, Charles.
Thank you.
All right, welcome, brothers. So we would like to proceed to our next sharer, no, our last sharer, before we proceed to our worship and prayer later on. So mukhang ready na rin to, no? Si itong itong next share na to kasi handa-handa na siya. So help me welcome Ian, brother Ian.
Hello, bro Ian. Magandang gabi po.
Hi, good evening, brothers. Clear ba ako? Clear?
Yes, bro.
Yes. Parang ayaw ko mag-turn on ng video kasi mas makinis ako sa picture. Okay. So, good evening, brothers. I'm Ian Salcedo. Sinatawag nila akong Yorme or Mayor. So, I'm working in the SWD. Nakakatakot mong sabihin, pero nag-work talaga ako sa SWD. Especially in times like this. No? So, for my sharing, alam nyo kasi this COVID-19 time is very different para sa amin in the SWD. Unlike the previous challenges on our work, like I remember the Ondoy and Yolanda typhoon, the Marawi War last year, the Boracay closure, and even yung mga volcano eruptions nung start ng year, yung Taal volcano eruption. Alam niyo, this pandemic is very different although we are tasked for the emergency response na ganyan. Pero this time talaga is very different. In fact, all of our offices, regardless of your position, regardless of your status, kung permanent ka man or job order, we are all mobilized sa mga tasks na very different from what we were used to be before. The risk is very huge din kasi we cannot see the enemy, no? And yung problem din na i-resolve ngayon ng aming agency is hindi rin natin nakikita. So, talagang ang hirap. Ayan. And, o nga pala, titigan nyo na rin yung balbas ko tsaka yung, ano, yung bigote ko kasi mawawala na yan mamaya. Okay. So, before, I thought that my work is really selflessly noble, pero totoo din naman. But, during this COVID-19, God showed me how to appreciate my job more and to really witness the noble thing about it, about my job now. I appreciate it more because a lot of people were really depending on us. It doesn't matter if we are going to walk 6 kilometers, like ako, 6 kilometers from home to my office back and forth every other day. It doesn't matter if we have to wave or supposed to be relieve goods and donate it to others. And it doesn't matter then if we are going to remove something from us in order for others to receive something then that is lacking from them, especially pagdating sa food and finances. So it was really a sacrifice. The Lord revealed to me during my prayer time that today His people needs more of our sacrifices. Our brothers and sisters need more of our compassion because because of this pandemic and the insufficiency din pala ng government fund. Ay, naka-live pala tayo, no? So I will filter out. The government is really doing its best to really provide for the public. So we are actually asked or mandated to give up more than 50% of our budgets. So alam nyo, yung cut-off na yun, that sacrifice will also affect government workers with non-permanent status like me. So after the first semester of this year, June 2020, more people will gonna lose their job in the government, especially the job order. So yun siguro hindi nakikita ng public. But you know what, brothers? God is really good and His grace is sufficient for all of us. So with the threat of losing my job, um, the result of my contractual position, which I have applied way back July of 2019 pa, imagine, muntik na mag-isang taon, it was released yesterday and out of many applicants, which were who were mostly my friends and colleagues and office mates ko din. I was the one who got the position. So kaka-announce ko lang din kanina dito, no, sa action group namin. If you remember, for the benefit of the guests, for the information, for 3 years of passionately working in the government, I have no benefits, no SSS, no PhilHealth, no TV, no bonuses, no 13th month pay. So I think that my income in December will be really different now kasi makareceive na ako ng 13th month, right? Something like that. And nor sick leave. I don't have that benefit, no sick leave, in spite of our great exposure to any seen and unseen enemy in the field work, no? Kahit bumababa kami, very risky. I have no benefits like that, no sick leave, no vacation leave. And now I'm granted with benefits which I know we're just usual on your work, especially sa mga kapatids natin in the private sector. I know usual lang yan, pero sa akin it's a big thing na din after 3 years. Brothers, I believe that this is a result of my untiring prayers, which was answered by God in the most amazing, difficult, yet perfect timing. He doesn't just give me a spiritual security, but also a security in some other ways which I needed the most, especially in this time. And truly, brothers, God is good all the time. And sabi nga diba, all the time, God is good. So, yun lang. Thank you. And later, mag-shave na ako. Yan. Kaya talagang bumili na ako ng shaving foam. Kasi sabi ko, parang mag-shave lang ako pag either natapos na yung ECQ or lumabas na yung result ng application. So, since July 2019. So, yun lang. Thank you, brother.
All right. Thank you,
Iyan.
Ian. Thank you, Ian, for sharing. No, grabe, no? Grabe yung blessing na yun. For how, amen, and thank you for all the sharers, no, for sharing their experience and blessing during this time, no, of our ECQ. So for that, we want to pray. I don't know. We want to thank the Lord for that by praying and through worship. No, so just to give heads up, so why do we worship is to give word for it, and a brother will help us later on how to pray and lead us to exhortation of in worship. So while worshiping, um, you will notice later on may lyrics number present on the screen for those who are first timer. You may sing with us and pray at your comfortable position. So as we proceed to our worship, please help me welcome this brother who will lead us to our time of prayer and worship. This brother who is faithful na isa siya sa mga pinakamatagal na member here in Lingkod, and for how many years hindi ko na di-disclose, so ba. And he is currently a evangelical head of ministry in Lingkod, Manila, and help me welcome to uh help me welcome our brother Danix Damawal.
Hello, bro, Danix. Magandang gabi, bro.
Evening.
Good evening, brothers and friends. My name is Daniel Lumawal, or you can call me uh, Danix. So, tonight, I'll be sharing a short story, and as well as I will read also a verse in relation with my story. So, first, allow me to share my story about this pandemic time or this COVID ECQ. So, uh, actually, um, I experience loneliness, sadness, and dependency. Loneliness kasi um, I'm alone dito sa bahay, and sadness because I don't have any person to talk with dito na makaka-relate sa akin din. Hindi kagaya dati I with my uh, sister Elena to talk with every time na medyo stress ako, medyo um, sad din. So I can express myself then. So I experience containment, and as well as to think that I can do all things sa sarili ko lamang. So uh, in that sense, within the period of time na-hire ako sa bago kong work, in just 3 weeks I was contained here at home and trained under the virtual world through tools sa computer. So nung una nahirapan din ako because I was thinking na kakayan ko lang yung pwede kong gawin. And hindi sumagi sa isip ko that I have to pray and to discern what the Lord giving me on that kind of situation. So when I realized that I have to discern and I have to pray for it, what really the Lord telling me during the time of hardship and struggles sa work din. So when I realized that, I made um, an action point, a habit, a routine to uh, do and checklist and to establish the time that I've been here on home then working at home. So um, and di ko na lang napansin, I made through this 2 months nandito lang nagtatrabaho sa bahay. is always providing Lord, merciful Lord, and giving us unconditional love. So He equipped me with knowledge and as well as prepare me for this time. So I want also to share with you in relation with the short story that I shared with you earlier with the gospel today came from John 15 verses 1 to 8. So it says that I am the true vine and my father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while energy branch, every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes, so that it would even more fruit. You are already clean because of the word that I have spoken to you. Remain in me, and I will remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruits unless you remain in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. If a man remains in me, and I in him, he will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. If anyone does not remain in me, he is like a branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are picked up, thrown into the fire, and burned. If you remain in me, and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be given you. This is to my Father's glory that you bear fruit, much fruit, showing yourself to be my disciples. So indeed, brothers and friends, the Lord is always a good provider for us. Even if we are not asking, He will provide. But the Lord also wants us to allow Him in our life to be uh, fully participate in His plan for us. So uh, He is our our GPS, our navigator, and He is our provider in life. We will stick to the Lord. If we will stay with the Lord, remain in Him, be still to Him, and always believe in Him, and committing our activities to Him, the Lord will always provide for us. So, brothers and friends, I would like to invite you to give thanks, praise, and worship of this Lord that always providing us of our needs, even if we don't ask it for. He He will provide it. A loving Father that wants only good for His sons and daughters. So, I would like to invite you, brothers and friends, to worship, to give thanks, and worship our Lord. In the name of the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Let's together, brothers, praise, give thanks, and worship our Lord. Lord, thank you, Lord God, for your love. Thank you
Lord, we thank you for this day.
for the thing that you are giving to us, Lord. And thank you for the life, and thank you for the lives, O Lord God, that you are giving to us. To be able to appreciate, O Lord God, of your love, and to be able to through you more, Lord God, through our environment, our circumstances. May enkindle me.
Lord, enkindle me, find the flame in my heart for thee. Take my life to be your light, be the light in me. Mold me to your likeness, purified in holiness. Warm my heart to be your heart, love your world through me. Set my heart on fire, oh thee, magnify your light in me. Love that dies, that love may rise, your love rays on high. Lord, enkindle me, find the flame in my heart for thee. Take my life to be your light, be the light in me. Mold me to your likeness, purified in holiness. Warm my heart to be your heart, love your world through me. Set my heart on fire, oh thee, magnify your light in me. Love that dies, that love may rise, your love rays on high. Set my heart on fire, oh thee, magnify your light in me. Love that dies, that love may rise, your love rays on high. Lord, enkindle me.
Heavenly Father, thank you, Lord God, uh, for all for all the things that you are providing us, and thank you, Lord, for allowing us to breathe and to live in, oh Lord God, even amidst of this pandemic time. We thank you, Lord God, for everything, and Lord, may you provide us always, and may you inspire others as well, to share their stories, to to be able to know your your love for us, the hope that you given us, the victory, oh Lord God, ahead of us. Let us sing, open my heart, Lord.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open eyes, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open my eyes, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Lord, pour out your power and love as we sing holy, holy, holy. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Oh yes, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open my eyes. Lord, I want to see you. I want to see you. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Lord, pour out your power and love as we sing holy, holy, holy. You are high and lifted up, and you're shining in the light of your glory. Lord, pour out your power and love as we sing holy, holy, holy. High and lifted up, and you're shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. Ladies, sing. Open the eyes of my heart. Holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. Jesus. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. I want to see you.
Heavenly Father, thank you for opening our hearts. Thank you for allowing us to rekindle our hearts and mind, O Lord God, and our soul, to be able to know you more, O Lord God, through struggles and hardships, and through circumstances that are keep coming, O Lord God, keep coming in our lives. Lord, may continuously to lead us, navigate us, O Lord God, in your true purpose for us, O Lord. Lord, we lift up to you, O Lord, all the anxieties, all the worries, all the frustrations, O Lord God, that we have right now, to be able to truly see, O Lord God, your plan, and to reveal to us the truth that you wanted us to know, and to be able to feed our brothers and sisters' souls and to inspire them more, to be able to feed as well the people that that are around them, and to nourish with your love, hope, O Lord God, for this circumstances, O Lord God. We give thanks, O Lord God, for your love and hope, and for the life that you given to us. We also pray for our speaker tonight, Brother Sherwin, Lord. Um, may he speak, O Lord God, in behalf of you, O Lord God, to inspire the brothers, and the people that will participating in this event. May you continuously give him confidence, O Lord God, in his work and in career. And we also pray for his family. Uh, take care of them, O Lord God. Provide them good health, and may you sustain them in this time of pandemic, O Lord. May you always uh, nourish him, O Lord God, to be able to continuously to give talk like this, O Lord God. This talk that he will give tonight, Lord, and to inspire other brothers and sisters, and as well other people to know you more, O Lord God, and to hope for. Together, brothers, glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginnings, now, and ever shall be, world without end. In the name of the Father, and of the
All right. Thank you for Danix for that worship. So and before we proceed to our proper talk, no, as we currently, I don't know, we are currently 26 now. So I see some other guests na just kanina just came in, no. Help me welcome Nestor Cavalquinto, and I see Angelo Martin. Welcome, bro. Welcome to our Lingkod activity.
Welcome, bro Nestor.
Welcome.
Hello, brothers.
And now, no, before we proceed to our, I don't know, we,
Hello. Yeah.
yes, yes, hello, bro.
Okay.
Welcome.
Thanks.
So so now we're going to proceed now to our proper talk, no? Since nabanggit, alam niyo na rin kung sino yung speaker, no? But we invited the speaker to tackle this more on our men's event, uh, financial recovery. So this this brother is currently works at a section head at BPI Asset Management and Trust Corporation, managing the institutional business, corporate, and retirement funds. So part of his responsibility is uh, to oversee almost 100 billion in assets management, relationship of the biggest investment account and the client of the bank. So prior to BPI, he has worked with Citibank for almost 6 years as a financial reporting manager, responsible for the management, reporting, and system operation units of Citibank North America region. So during his previous stint in Citi, he spearheaded several projects that led to multi-million peso and dollar most safe that garnered global recognition. And he also certified investment solicitor, certified personal para administrator, and registered financial planner specializing in clients' financial planning and investment needs. So he graduated from De La Salle University with a degree of management of financial institution and has recently graduated from his course in trust operation and investment management last May 2017, held at Asian Institute of Management. So he previously served our brothers and sisters in Lingkod, Makati as their branch leader and now actively serving as a pastoral leader of the University District of Ligaya ng Panginoon in Central Sector. So just to give heads up, no, Ligaya ng Panginoon is the mother community ng Likod ng Panginoon. So with that, help me welcome our speaker, Brother Sherwin Lau.
Good evening, brothers. Kamusta kayong lahat?
Good
Can you hear
evening.
me
Nice to meet
clearly?
bro. Good evening.
Evening,
Yes, good
bro.
evening, Sherwin.
So it's a good opportune time
Uy,
for
Sherwin!
hello. So nice to see you all virtually. So medyo ano no, yung look ko medyo ano na to, quarantine look na rin no. Pareho kami ni Ian kanina. So but would like to thank you all for inviting me, and I think this is a great opportunity for us to be abreast no on what's happening in the market and on what's happening in the financial system. So I was invited to give you some updates. At the same time, I wanted to take this opportunity as well to give you some tips, no? Especially now that we are coming into what we call on the new normal. So before that, let me just test, no, if I can share my screen. Okay, brothers, can you see my screen now?
Yes, bro.
Okay, so I borrowed the poster no for my front page. So sige. So are you all ready? Hopefully we're all pumped up no, and let's take this time to really digest the talk. So first off, okay, allow me. I was already introduced, but allow me also just to give you some snapshots of what I do. So I was. I'm currently working in BPI Asset Management and Trust Corporation. So this is we used to be part of the bank, but we were spun off. So last 2017, we were granted a standalone trust license to be uh, to be a standalone trust corporation. No? So technically speaking, we are now a subsidiary of BPI. No? So we're not part of the bank and we're a standalone. So what we do is we manage the funds of multinational companies, insurances, even personal clients, and mostly retirement funds. So if you are working in a company or in a corporation and you have a retirement, most probably we are the ones managing it. And if you resign or retire, we give the money to the companies for the claims. No? So most of that are our day-to-day tasks. But at the same time, on the sides, I also do financial planning. So I used to do it before I got very busy. No? But now I'm still doing some talks whenever I get invited in different companies, or even especially in Lingkod or in Ligaya. No? So I share tips on some financial knowledges. No? And tonight, okay, I wanted to speak to you on the overall situation. No? And as I mentioned, this is a good time for us to be updated on what's currently happening. And right now we are in 2020, di ba? So we started the year, brothers, no? So very hopeful. If I may use the term hopeful, because especially the year 2020, parang when it was first announced, everyone was looking forward to it, 'di ba? Parang ang ganda ganda pakinggan. You have parang 2020 vision, it's a good number 2020. So everyone is really optimistic on what the year could bring them, no? But unfortunately, okay, so start of the year we've seen several problems, especially in our country. No, we started the year where Taal volcano erupted early January. People are, our brothers and sisters in Batangas were asking for assistance, for help, no, because of this, no. And not only that, later on nung January, alam niyo ba kung ano nangyari? I'm sure you're, especially for the sports fans, no? We all heard about the death of Kobe Bryant, di ba? So it was really a shocking scenario or circumstance that happened. Uh, to Kobe, di ba? He died through the helicopter crash. So it's totally unexpected. But of course, we continued our lives after that happened. But suddenly, it all stopped when this situation arrived. No, and we all know what's happening right now. We are all not prepared, if I may say, on this. And but this is the reality, no. Even companies, even governments, no, uh, all are struggling right now. Even the developed countries like US, China, Italy, all the countries in Europe, no, because all of a sudden we're faced with a problem that we are not familiar to. So, like for example, in the companies, no, the management would be prepared, kunwari, in a typhoon or in an earthquake. But in a pandemic like this, no, they admittedly we are not prepared on something like this. But our lives continue, no, and we call this preparing for the new normal. And right now, we can say that we are actually living, no, in a new normal. And sabi nga, after this, marami pang pwedeng mangyari. No? There could be a second wave and a third wave. Usually in a pandemic, no, it's being compared to the previous pandemics before, like the Spanish flu, where they say it goes in phases. No? The first initial phase that we are experiencing right now, this is not it. No, this is not the peak. There will be a second wave and even a third wave. No, which could be more dangerous. No? So that's why, how can we prepare in this kind of situation? So parang right now, it's just the peak of the iceberg, brothers. Marami pa tayong hindi nakikita, marami pa tayong hindi na-experience. As long as the vaccine is not yet there, there's a lot of uncertainties, di ba? We don't know how we will be working. Uh, the new setup right now, the work from home, the virtual thing, this is all becoming the new normal. So in all the different fields, in the medical fields, they are all preparing for this kind of scenario. So that's why also in the financial aspects, no, we also need to be adjusted. No, we also need to be adjusted, to be adapted to this what we call as the new normal. And just to give you some market updates, no, so para lang aware kayo on what's happening in the market. So currently in the global aspect, if you can see this slide, you can see here a lot are in the negative, di ba? A lot are in the negative returns. These are returns, no? These are different asset classes on your left. And currently, only 3 asset class were positive, no? That's gold, the government bonds in the US, and the US dollar. All the rest, no? Even the emerging markets equities, and as you can see, the lowest one, no? Yung oil. I'm sure you're very aware of what's happening if you're driving a car. And magkano na lang ang diesel ngayon? 20 plus, no? 27, 29, 20, meron pang 25. So, hindi yung ganun kasi it almost reached around 50, no? Before. So, now we've seen all-time low for oil. And not only oil, but also a lot of investments. So, ito nga, sa screen natin, only 3 are in the positive space. Ano pa? Just to share also, GDP, for those who are following the economic situation, yung GDP natin, global domestic product. So ano natin, as you can see in the Philippines, no? Ito yung year on year from 2012, 2013. last year we had our GDP at 5.9. Now we're seeing it to be down around 1.2. No? But that doesn't stop our lives. You will see here in 2020 may mga negative GDP. So ibig sabihin hindi kikita yung mga countries, di ba? But in 2021, we are seeing some growth. So normally kasi when there's a crisis, no, the following year nagpipick up. So very optimistic pa rin yung mga fund managers or yung economic people that they see 2021 to somehow reverse what's happening right now. But of course, until there's a vaccine, no, probably naka-base yan kung may makitang vaccine or wala. Ano pa? Let's look into this, no? Asia's unemployment rate on the rise. We've seen a lot of people right now. We've been hearing news lately, both local and global, of unemployment rate. No, jobs are lost. Businesses are shut down. Bakit? Kasi walang lumalabas, no? Walang lumalabas, walang negosyo, walang bumibili. People are stuck with their homes. Of course, like syempre kung walang bibili, paano kikita yung mga companies, di ba? And I'm not sure if you heard yung what's this, yung sa yung company na anong company to? Yung sa mga hotel, yung mga hotel na ay yung mga nagpapa-rent no I forgot, no, pero
Airbnb, bro.
yun, Airbnb, no? Sabi, Airbnb, yan. So I've read this article na they're cutting, no? They're cutting jobs, no? More than 25%, I think, of their employment all over the globe. They will be shutting down businesses and trying to refocus on their strategy because walang tourism eh. Walang lumalabas, walang nagbabiyahe. So, walang kita, di ba?
Walt Disney din, bro.
Yeah,
Walt Disney din.
Wala rin pumupunta ng mga carnivals kasi yan, di ba? Ganyan. So, it's being the normal thing right now. It's just the reality, no? Ito, in this slide, you will see, no, they had a survey across different countries. They asked people, no? So this is the percentage of people who say that they would be avoiding people in crowded places. So you will see almost more than 70% of them would say they will avoid. So meaning they will just stay home and limit their social life. No? So yun, nakakatakot kasi what will happen now on the economic situation or activities of the countries, no, and the businesses, their earnings. So we are all scared on what's happening in the health sector, no. But what we also couldn't picture right now is what would be the impact on the economic side, no. And just to give you an idea also, in the Philippines, this is from the Department of Tourism. So marami, no? Tourists will be close to zero, no? Walang lilipad, walang babiyahe. And this could affect a lot of countries, especially Philippines, no? We are one of the countries that are most visited by tourists, no? Like for example, Korea tourists, we had almost 2 million tourists, no? 24% of the total. Yan, mawawala lahat yan kasi walang travel. So a lot of businesses will also be affected, even the government. place a lot of their very yung matatanggal nila, may magagamit sila agad kasi there's a lot of uncertainties. They don't want to be stuck in one investment where they cannot pull out their money. Kaya nga for this year, no, very very ano tayo, no, very pessimistic tayo on investing in real estates, no, and they're seeing it to be down or the most hit asset class or sector for the year because people would not want to buy right now, given also na wala din namang masyadong magre-rent. And people right now, even the fund managers all over the world are bringing in cash. No, they're raising cash. They are on a waiting game. Like for example, they don't want to invest immediately to stocks or bonds. They are trying to raise cash and look or stay on the sides, no? And parang maging spectator right now, no, on what will happen in the future. So it's like saying that cash is really the preferred, no, the preferred asset class right now. So cash all over the world. But aside from that, no, on top of all the things that's happening in our country, in the world, personally, of course, as a person, we also aspire, di ba? We also aspire to live a comfortable life. Tama ba yun? Diba, gusto pa rin naman natin, di ba? Gusto pa rin natin na masarap ang buhay natin. We can eat whatever we want to eat. We can buy things for ourselves, for our family. We wanted to prepare for our future. So we all aspire to live a comfortable life despite all the things that's happening right now. And how can you be able to do that? No? So for you to be able to do that, of course, you need to be prepared. And I would like to share with you, different tips for you to be able to achieve that comfortable life. So if you have money right now, of course, you want to be responsible with it. Be responsible with your money. At the same time, we also want to be patient. Later on, I'll explain what being patient means. And last, if you have those money, especially if you have your cash right now, you want to diversify. I will also explain and touch base on that later on. So we want to be responsible, we want to be patient, and we want to be diversified. And if I translate that, we want to manage our money, we want to protect our money, and we want to diversify our money. So we'll focus on these three steps, brothers. No? So we want to manage, protect, and diversify. So first one. So how can we manage our monies right now? Sige, baka si Rap siguro ang dami niyang pera ngayon, no? So kailangan niya ng tulong on how to manage. Pero in case you have those money that you need to manage, of course, it's important to be prudent, no? To be prudent on it. And just want to share this passage, no? In Luke chapter 14, verse 28, it says here, for which one of you, when he wants to build a tower, does not first sit down and calculate the cost to see if he has enough to complete it. So, anong sabihin nun? So, kunyari, if we are looking to plan on something or doing something, of course, you want to look muna, no, in your current situation, if you can afford it, no, or if you can, if you have the resources to proceed in the things that you want to do. And for you to be able to determine, okay, and to be able to properly manage your money, you need to budget. Tama ba? Yan. So that's very important. So I'm not sure. Ito kasi most mga sisters gumagawa nito yung mga But if not, I highly encourage you brothers, no, to start doing this. Bakit? Kasi ganito, no? So if you're doing your monthly budget, no, what you need to do is just to identify, no, just if you have a piece of paper, just draw a T line. So one on the left, one on the right, no? And just put on the left all your income and list down on the right all your expenses, no? So in this case, if you're getting an income or revenue or a salary of 20,000 pesos, tapos you list down all your expenses, no? Food, utilities, transportation, rent, shopping, eating out, tithes, no? All of those, pag sinulat mo on a monthly basis, yan, ano napansin nyo? Mas marami, di ba? Mas marami yung expenses rather than the income. If you're not doing this, brothers, no, most probably you will not be able to track, or you will not be able to notice that you're actually exceeding your budget. And if you exceed your budget on a monthly basis, of course, it will eat up on your savings, di ba? So it's important to do this for you to be able to look into in a more detailed basis, no, on where your money is being spent. So once you have looked into that, na-compute nyo, probably you need to cut down costs, di ba? Kasi there's only two ways, no? There's only two ways to bring down your bottom line figures. Either you increase your income or you decrease your expenses, di ba? And most often than not, mas mahirap kasi mag-increase ng income eh. Lalo na kung hindi ka naman na-promote or wala ka naman additional jobs. So, mas mahirap increase yung income natin. So, what you can do is work on or manage your expenses. That's easier to do, di ba? So, if you have identified it, probably cut down costs on your food, on your shopping, eating out. And at the end of the day, if you were able to do that, may surplus ka na. And the surplus now can be put into your savings or eventually your investments. So what we need to do, brothers, is to actually change, no? Change our mindset. Kasi ang problem, in the old equation, kung meron kang income, tapos ang ginagawa natin, tinatanggal natin yung expenses, di ba? And whatever is left on that, yun yung napupunta sa savings and investments. But the problem is kung walang maiwan. So paano kung mas malaki nga yung expenses natin? Ano, wala tayong masisave. So what we need to do is to reverse, di ba? We need to reverse. So from your income, okay, you need to identify first how much you want to save or invest. Then deduct it, whatever is left, work on your expenses. Okay, nakuha niyo ba 'yon? So ganun dapat para sure na meron kang matabi, di ba? Sure na meron kang save, sure na meron kang ma-invest, no? And I'll give you one good example. For those who are working with SSS and yung mga PhilHealth, yung mga pag-ibig, nararamdaman nyo ba yun? Nararamdaman nyo ba na kinakaltasan kayo? Parang hindi, di ba? So on a monthly basis, medyo hindi natin nararamdaman eh. Hindi natin nararamdaman. Bakit kaya? What do you think is the reason? It's because hindi natin talaga nahahawakan yung pera, di ba? Kasi the moment that we get hold of the money, we can be tempted to spend it. And just imagine kung sabihin sa inyo ng SSS or PhilHealth, oh sige, ito hindi muna namin kakaltasin automatically, bayaran nyo na lang kami. Kaya magbigay na lang kayo ng contribution nyo. I don't think that will happen kasi people will not take initiative, no, to contribute if that's the case. So ang ginagawa nila, tinatanggal na nila. Bago mo pa makuha yung pera, ini-invest na nila or tinatanggal na, kino-contribute na on your account with SSS, with PhilHealth. So, personally, you want to set aside, kunyari, if you want to save 20% of your income to your retirement fund, tanggalin mo na agad yung 20%, invest it. So at least meron ka na talagang natatabi. Yan. So we should be conscious about it, no, to change our mindset. Ito, brothers, no, just to share this emergency fund. So are you familiar with this emergency fund? Ito, before medyo hindi to siniseryoso, no? Pero ngayon, people now really appreciate, no, the emergency fund, especially those na that are really down right now, yung wala mapagkukuhanan, no? And in fact, emergency fund, by the name itself, you need to have this fund, no, for emergency. So ano ba yung mga emergency? Could be kapag nawalan ka ng trabaho, or probably kapag may na hospitalize sa family mo, or right now, yung nangyayari sa atin ngayon na may lockdown, may quarantine. Of course, you need to have a fund where you can get something, no? Hindi ka mag-expect sa mga ayuda or sa government subsidies, because you are prepared, no? So ano ba yung emergency fund? So building your emergency fund, okay, it's computing your 6 months worth of your monthly expenses. Remember yung kanina, yung sa budgeting natin, di ba, I asked you to take a list, no? After you have identified those monthly expenses, just multiply it to 6, no? And that could be your emergency fund. So kunyari, yung monthly expense mo is 20,000 pesos, kunwari lang. So times 6 of it, so that's 120,000 pesos. So yung 120,000 pesos, you need to set it aside, no? And place it in your emergency fund. So of course, emergency, you will not touch it unless there's an emergency, okay? Magkaiba yon sa tinatawag natin na liquid fund. Kasi yung liquid fund or yung mga pang-araw-araw natin na gastusin, kinukuha natin sa ATM natin, hindi dapat yun yung emergency fund kasi yun yung pang-araw-araw. Yung emergency fund is really set aside for our emergency. So if you don't have this right now, brothers, no, I highly encourage you to start building it. So kung wala pa kayong investments, this could be your first financial goal, no? Set up your emergency fund. Then after you're able to set it up, stop. Huwag mo nang dagdagan. Okay na yan. Kasi focus now on the different financial goal mo naman. It can be your retirement fund, your educational fund. Kasi mahirap naman na sobrang laki ng emergency fund mo kasi sayang yung opportunity for you to earn from other possible investments, di ba? So that's emergency fund. Another thing that I want to discuss with you, brothers, especially us, especially you who are single, no, is the issue on debt. No? Ito, sabi ko kanina, I used to handle or do consultancy for personal accounts, no? And some of the people that I handle with, ito yung issue nila, especially the single people, no? Debt, no? Naiipit sila sa utang, could be a credit card debt, or a loan, no? Or simply utang with another person. So by the word of it, debt, no? It's somewhat similar, no? When you say it, parang death din na kamatayan, di ba? So it's dangerous if it's not managed well. But if I ask you, brothers, do you think death is bad? Sige, let's try to be interactive, no? Dito sa ating session. Do you think death is bad?
Para sa akin, bro, no.
No.
Hindi naman, not all the time.
Not all the time, okay?
Yes. Kapag
So may good side din, ang debt, do you think?
Yes.
If in good use, pwede naman siya.
If in good use.
Kung ilalagay sa
negosyo,
purchase ng panibagong asset, I think that's a good deal.
As long as you're able to manage it.
Correct. Okay.
Yes.
Galing. So
live within your means.
Tama kayo, brothers. Debt is not actually totally bad, 'di ba? We have what we call as good debt and bad debt. Okay? So good debt and bad debt. So hindi siya automatic, no? Hindi siya automatic na masama. Ano ba yung differentiation, no? O how do you determine if it's a good debt or a bad debt? Ito daw yung meter, no? So what is a good debt? So in general, no, good debt here is what which increases your net worth. Okay? So kung umutang ka, but eventually it will help you grow your net worth, it's considered as a good debt. Ano ba 'yon? Like for example, probably umutang ka mga student loan, no, 'di ba? Student loan probably sa US very ano 'yan popular 'yan So they borrow money for them to be able to study in college, no? So they could borrow, pero eventually if they started to work, no, kikita sila, no? So it's actually a good loan. Ano pa? Probably starting a business, 'di ba? Starting a business, if you borrow, then eventually nag-grow yung business mo, it's actually good, 'di ba? On the contrary, no, bad debt is the other way around. So if yung debt mo will not increase, no, your net worth, it's actually a bad debt. And we can see that there are things, no, that are good and bad. So sa tingin nyo dito sa tatlo, anong good debt, anong bad debt? Do you think credit ito muna, housing loan. Do you think it's a good debt or bad debt?
Good debt. Good.
Good debt, bro.
Does it increase your net worth?
Yes, over time naman yung lupa nag-appreciate naman yung lupa
Appreciate, yes. Though not all kasi like for example, yung sa Provident Fund Village, 'di ba? Yung Provident Village pala nung nag-ondoy, 'di ba? Ang mahal ng property doon, pero nung nag-ondoy, bumagsak. Wala ng value. So not all rin, pero in general or most often than not, it's considered as a good debt kasi nag-appreciate. How about car? Do you think it's good debt?
Nag-depreciate siya.
Depends on what you're gonna use it for.
When it goes out of the casa or the dealership, bumababa yung value niya, nag-depreciate agad.
Yeah, well, sabi nila, no, it's really bad debt kasi nagde-depreciate siya. Yung iba naman would try to argue na gumaganda daw yung buhay nila. No, like hindi sila magko-commute sa MRT na pagkahaba-haba, so it's actually giving them a better
comfort.
But of course, in terms of money, yes, it's actually a bad debt kasi you're losing your net worth, diba? But of course, iba naman yung self-fulfillment, diba? So that's a different topic. How about credit card?
Ay, nako, bad debt.
Or bad debt?
Nakakainis,
Good debt siya,
3.5%.
bro. Depende sa paggamit.
Ayoko na.
Okay, so ayan, maraming argument, no? Some would say
Kung marunong magbayad sa tamang oras.
100% bad.
And that's good. Actually, nakukuha niyo, no? So, actually, credit card, okay, is actually good kasi it gives you 1 month free credit, di ba? So, parang may free credit ka. You can buy things, you can go shopping or go buy your groceries, no, for free for 1 month, di ba? Ang problem is kung hindi mo binayaran, di ba? Doon ka mag-i-incur ng charges. Yung ibang credit card pa nga may mga promo di ba? May mga points, di ba? It's actually good. But ang importante is being responsible, di ba? Ayan, ito yung mga some good debt examples like education, properties, business loans, bad debts. Yan, yung credit card, sabi natin kapag hindi ka nagbayad, no, may incur ng fees. So it's really being responsible, no, when you're having debt. Ito just to share lang, no, when I was starting in my finance career, ako kasi takot ako sa utang talaga pero iniisip ko, bakit ganon? So bakit may umuutang pa rin na kahit yung mga mayaman, di ba? Sobrang yaman nila, bakit umuutang pa rin sila? No? Hindi nyo ba naisip yun? Yung mga, kunyari, mga companies, di ba? Yung mga Ayalas, yung mga Cs, meron niyang mga corporate loans Mga ini-issue sila na corporate bonds. Ibig sabihin, umuutang sila. Di ba? So from the public. So kung iisipin natin, ang dami nilang pera, ang dami nilang cash, ba't kailangan pa nilang umutang? Di ba? Before, I used to ask that. No? Sabi ko, bakit nga ba? But the answer to that is really, it's really cash flows. Di ba? Parang, you don't want to destruct the usual cash flow, and at the same time you're be able to manage, no? Kasi kunyari you will buy something that you will outright give the money, di ba? Meaning yung power of the money to buy other things will be gone, unlike if you borrow money, no, to buy something, you can still use your own money in buying other things, di ba? Yun yung concept noon. So parang na diversify, na spread yung risk. Like for example, meron kang emergency. Kung may binili ka na agad na outright using your money, wala ka ng panggastos. Pero kung nag-loan ka na nakaspread yung bayad noon o na amortization, meron ka pa rin panggamit ng pera mo, di ba? So that's the concept of it, no? So not necessarily na umutang ka or may debt ka is bad. So number 2, yan. So ano yung first one? We want to manage, di ba, our money. The second one that I would like to share with you, brothers, is how to protect your money and how to be patient. So how can you protect your money? When you hear the protect, no, when it comes to financial terms, ito yung kalaban natin, brothers. No? Inflation. So are you familiar with inflation? So actually, inflation, for those who are not really familiar with this, ito yung pagtaas ng bilihin, no? Pagtaas ng presyo, basic commodities or the prices of goods, no? The increase of it on an annual basis. So pag tumataas yung bilihin, of course, yung pera mo nabawalan ng value. In fact, yan nung the 6-year inflation average natin is actually 5.70%. So meaning every year tumataas ang bilihin ng 5.7%. Okay? So yung value ng pera mo every year nawawalan ng 5.7%. That's the average for the last 6 years. And just to give you a clear example, no, yung 500 pesos natin, for example, no, back in 1994, for those old enough to remember, your 500 pesos can buy you 1 sack of rice. No? 10 years after, yung 500 pesos mo, ano na lang, half sack, no? Half sack of rice. Another 10 years after, yung 500 pesos mo could be just 1 bag, no? 1 kilo of a good rice. So paano pa kaya, no? After another 10 years, no? Probably 500 na lang natin, isang takal na lang, no? So that's inflation, killing the value of your money. And to picture that, no? This is an actual inflation rate, no, for 12 years. So if you started your money with 100,000 pesos, no, and marami kasi yung mga, lalo na yung mga lolo-lola natin, no, iba tinatago lang sa baul, no, sa ilalim ng kama nila or sa aparador, di ba? So yan, nawawalan ng value kung hindi nila ini-invest, no, or nilalagay sa investments. So yung 100,000 nila, noong 2000, 6.1% ang inflation. So at the end of the 12 years, yung 100,000 is only, yung value niya is really at 40,900 na lang. So it's really the killer of the value of the money, which is inflation. And to give you further idea, no, in education, especially kayo brothers, no, I'm sure some of you are already planning to settle down, to have a family in the future. And one aspect that you need to really consider right now, brothers, is the education. Now, just to give you an idea, no, these top 4 universities out there, no, noong 2013, if you are sending a child to DLSU, annual costo, so you spend 151,000 for a year. Sa Ateneo naman, 113, UST 76, UP 40,000 daw. So 18 years after that, okay? So bakit 18 years? Kasi ang assumption nun, so kung kunyari, di ba yung bata, pinanganak mo ng 2013, after 18 years pa naman siya magka-college, di ba? So after 18 years daw, once na, kung nag-start ka pa lang noong 2013, after 18 years, ito na ang kailangan mong gastusin, no, for you to be able to send them in college. So 660,000 sa Lasal and so on. So another 4 years, no, kung magka-college pa sila, yan, from 660,000 to 915,000. So in fact, if you look into that, the average inflation of education is computed at 8.51%. Yan, ito yung naka-note dito. So that's based on the CHED, no, survey, no. On average niya, 'di ba kanina pinakita natin yung sa inflation natin dito, 'di ba? Ang average natin for the last 6 years is 5.70%. But in the education, they are averaging between 8 to 12% per year. So ano ibig sabihin nun? If you're saving money and it's not earning 8 to 12% per year, and by the time that you will be sending your child to school, kukulangin. Di ba? Kukulangin talaga. So dapat, yung pera mo ngayon na tinatabi mo that you're setting aside for education in the future should earn at least 8% para makahabol ka sa inflation ng education. So kung di mo ginagawa yon, kung di ka pa nag-start mag-invest, pagdasal mo na lang na either athlete, no, yung anak mo, or matalino siya na scholar. O pwede rin sumali sa sa cultural arts para may discount ka. Pero the point is, you need to start preparing and investing. And one step to protect your money, brothers, is really doing investing. I'm not sure if most of you are familiar or already starting to invest. Meron ba sa inyo nag-invest na? Stock market, sa unit investment trust fund, mutual funds, sa bonds. Kung hindi pa, okay, let me just show you, no? But before that, sige, bigyan ko muna kayo ng equation, no? So yung deposit, no? So kung hindi pa kayo nag-i-invest, imagine your money in your deposit account, no? Your deposit account is, alam niyo ba kung magkano ang return ng deposit account? It's only giving you 0.20% per annum. So wala pang 1%, no? Just 0.20% per annum. So kung nandiyan yung deposit mo on an ordinary savings account, then your inflation is what? 5.7%, no? Or almost 6%. So yung wala pang 1% na kinikita mo sa deposit, kinakain siya actually ng inflation. So what you need to do is to be able to beat that inflation. And the way that you can only do that is to have an investment that is higher than what the inflation rate is. So kung an inflation rate is at 6%, dapat naka-invest ka on something that is higher than inflation. Kundi, nauubos yung value ng money mo. Di ba? Kahit na sobrang mag-save ka na mag-save, okay, walang kwenta yon kasi kinakain ng inflation. Kaya nga sinasabi natin, saving is not investing. Because when you save, you just want to set aside the money, di ba? You just want to accumulate it, okay? Pero when you invest, you really want to appreciate it, di ba? You really want to appreciate the value of your money. And just to give you some tips on if you're a starter, probably if you haven't started investing yet, just follow these four letters, no? And yung acronym natin dito is HERO, no? Be an hero when investing. So H, horizon; E, experience; no? R, your risk tolerance; and O, objective, no? So ano ba yung horizon? For example, how long are you willing to place your funds in the investment, no? Kasi it could be if you're investing, for example, for your emergency fund, di ba? Di ba kanina may example tayong emergency fund? you don't want to place it in a long-term investment like stock market, 'di ba? Because you want it to be very safe, you want it to be very liquid, meaning kung kailanganin mo siyang i-withdraw, makukuha mo na hindi siya masyadong gumagalaw. So if you intend to use it, no, you don't want it to be on a long-term investment. So important to identify the horizon. Experience. Ano ba yung experience? Do you know how to invest in stock market? Yan, do you know how to invest in bonds, in money market instruments? Yan. So, ang problem kasi, kung hindi natin alam, yung pinapasukan natin, more or less, hindi tayo kikita. Di ba? And that's the problem with us Filipinos. No? Sometimes we are caught up with what we call as bandwagon mentality. Meaning kapag kunyari, nakikita natin yung mga tao, ito yung ginagawa, yan, kung anong uso, makikisama tayo, 'di ba? Doon tayo. Yun yung yun yung bandwagon, 'di ba? Like for example, investing in stock market, it's not that simple, 'di ba? Kasi pwede kang masunog diyan, pwedeng maubos yung investment mo, no? Lalo na kung hindi mo alam kung saan ka papasok. So if you're not knowledgeable, if you're not well learned on how to invest, probably don't go direct investing. You can go place your money in investment funds like yung mga mutual funds, unit investment trust fund kasi may mga professional fund managers like us na gumagawa nun, 'di ba? You don't need to look at the market every single day or every minute, every second. Just place your money there and probably just add or forget about it, no? And allow the fund manager to invest for you, di ba? So ano pa? So risk tolerance. So ano ba yung risk mo? So are you a conservative? Are you a aggressive investor? So kung conservative ka at takot ka sa volatility, yung paggalaw ng merkado, of course, don't go into stock market. You can go very conservative on just money markets, di ba? So know your risk appetite, di ba? And last, your objective. Bakit ka ba nag-i-invest? So bakit gusto mo mag-invest? Are you saving for your retirement? Are you saving for your educational fund? Are you saving for your family fund? Are you saving for your emergency fund? Yon, important yan. So kailangan mo na alamin kung ano yung objective mo. Yeah. So these are the 4 tips, no, or guide that you can do if you're just starting, no. Know your hero. Yeah. And just to give you an idea, ito yung risk and reward trade-off, no. So on the left side is actually your return, no, or the investment value. On the bottom, no, or on the x-axis, this is your time. Okay? So here, the longer the time, yan, ito yung pag-appreciate, no? So kung makikita nyo, yung money market instruments or yung mga time deposits, yan yung mga money market instruments, no? Normally they are the investment assets that matures less than a year. Yan. So hindi yan magalaw. So makikita nyo on a longer time, hindi siya masyadong volatile, hindi magalaw, no? Itong bonds, okay? Mas mataas siya sa money market pero may tendency or may possibility na bumaba rin siya over time. Pero at the end of the day, mas mataas pa rin siya sa money market. Now, the equities, no, for those the very aggressive, okay, it can really go down, no, but there are times that it will pick up, para ka nasa roller coaster. But at the end of the day, if you're investing in a long term, equities would outperform your fixed income or bonds. Yan. So it depends, no? There's no right or wrong. It would really depend on your appetite, kung anong kung ano yung preferences mo. So you know yourself more, kung anong mas appropriate sa iyo, go for it, 'di ba? So ingat lang, I'm telling you brothers, no, kasi marami diyan mga fraud. So maybe some would approach you and say na, "Oh bro, lagay ka dito, no? It will double your money in a few months or in a few weeks, no?" So 'di ba sa finance, there's a concept of high risk, high return, low risk, low return, di ba? So, ang sinasabi niya sa'yo, low risk ka, pero possible na high return. So, kapag ganun, matakot ka. Kasi walang ganun eh. Kasi high risk, high return tayo eh. And low risk, low return. So, kung sinasabi niyan, low return and low risk ka lang, pero pwede ka mag-earn ng high, that's a scam, no? Delikado 'yun. So think about it before you enter into those kinds of investments. Just to give you an idea, okay, for those who are interested in investing in stock market. So itong picture na nakikita nyo, this is the current situation. Okay? So ang chart natin dito is from November until ngayon, no, May. As you can see, back in November, okay, umabot pa tayo ng mga almost 8,000, no? 8,000 level. But right now, okay, we are at 5,600. So, di ba? Nakita nyo? That's purely because of the virus, di ba? Yan yung nagawa ng virus sa atin. So, ang daming bumagsak, yan, from the 8,000 level down to 5,600. Question, do you think it's good to buy?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Kasi
Yes.
natin yan. Kasi
Yes,
kailangan
mura.
natin, bro.
Yes, mura ang stocks.
Murang stocks. Okay, okay.
Kung liquid. Yes.
Okay. So I'm hearing more on the yeses. Well,
Pero di muna sa energy. Huwag ka muna mag-invest sa energy.
There's truth to that, no? Kasi mababang buy when the markets are low, di ba? Ang sabi nga ni Warren Buffett, no? Sabi niya, buy when there's blood on the streets. Okay? Ano yung sabihin nandoon? Pag yung blood on the streets niya, kasi di ba sa US siya, yung Wall Street, di ba? Yun yung parang stock exchange nila sa Wall Street. Yung blood na, syempre pag blood, yung mga red na nakikita mo, puro red. So sabi niya, buy when there's blood on the streets. Kasi para kang pumupunta sa mall, di ba? Lahat naka-sale. Ang mumura, di ba? But at the same time, okay, ang question dyan, baka babagsak pa ba? Di ba? Baka pag pumasok ka ngayon, bumagsak pa lalo. Okay? Yun yung kinakatakutan ng iba. But okay, allow me to answer that later on, di ba? But for now, I'll give you some ideas, no? So this is our current market condition. So bagsak ang Philippine Stock Exchange natin as of the moment, but there are some stocks that are actually performing well. And one of those, yan, alam niyo ba kung ano to? PLDT. Okay. PLDT is one of those stocks that are performing well right now. Bakit? Kasi maraming nagpapakabit ng Wi-Fi, ng internet connection, especially now that people are transforming their homes to their workplaces. So, yan. So, profitable business for telecoms. So, not only PLDT, Globe din, tumataas. No? Ano pa? Any guess? Kayo? Ano pa yung mga tumataas ngayon?
Pagkain.
Bigas.
Pagkain. Like Jollibee food.
Actually, Jollibee is down. Pero there's one stock and company that is performing very well right now. And it's actually the grocery. Pure Gold.
Pure Gold.
Yes. So, yan ang mga bilihan ngayon eh. Diyan pumupunta. Actually, sa kami, sa labas ng bahay namin, may Pure Gold and grabe. Every day, para kang pumipila sa last full show ng blockbuster movie. And Filipinos really want to eat, di ba? They really want to stock up with things. And Pure Gold is one of those companies, very fortunate right now to maximize this opportunity for them, di ba? And ilan lang sila. In fact, 3 lang sila right now. And what I'm showing you is a year-to-date returns from our Philippine Stock Exchange Index. Yan, di ba? Best performing, number 1 is PLDT. It actually returned almost 20% for the year until April 22. So from the start of the year hanggang April 22, kung nag-invest ka sa PLDT, you already earned almost 20% of your money. Pure Gold, ganun din. Almost 17% of your money. Globe, 7%. But the rest, bagsak. Yan. Yan yung sinabi natin kanina, Jollibee. Yan. It's one of the worst performing actually. It's 30. If you're invested in Jollibee at the start of the year, you have lost almost 38% of your money. And so on and so forth. So what am I saying here, brothers, no? Hindi siya it's not a bed of roses. So hindi siya madali. So you can lose your money, okay, when investing in stocks. But the thing is, it's a good opportunity, di ba? So hindi siya totally bad. Kasi right now, maraming bagsak. So meaning mura. And I give you a very clear, good example. Bank stocks. Yan. I'm using BPI, for example. So last year, BPI, as of November, you can see it reached more than 100 pesos. Pero currently, ang value niya is nasa 58 pesos na lang. So almost half, di ba? And imagine, BPI has been in the country for 160 plus years, almost 165 years, no? The oldest bank in the Southeast Asia. And currently, its value is at book value. So meaning, pag binili mo siya ngayon, para kang sobrang discounted, di ba? And do you think BPI and the rest of the other banks will be bankrupt? No, right now I don't think so, because they are fully prepared. They have capital adequacy. They were able to prepare. They have good portfolios. It's just sometimes it's market sentiments, di ba? Everyone is afraid to buy. So kaya bumabagsak yung market. Ano pa? Ito, example naman sa global, no? Another bank, Citibank. Okay? Citibank, at the start of the year, nasa $84 pa siya, di ba? Ngayon, half na lang, 43. Okay? So it's at a bargain, brothers, no? So it's a good example. Citibank is a global bank. So ganun din. And right now, the banking sector is one of the sectors that we see to be resilient in these times of pandemics, no? Kasi continuous pa rin yan on the financial side. Unlike properties na medyo alanganin ngayon, banks continues to be good, no, or sound, financially sound. So be patient, no? Continue to invest, and it's important to look into those details. And just to give you a proverb, no, on Proverb 21 verse 5, it says, "Good planning and hard work lead to prosperity, but hasty shortcuts lead to poverty." So it's important to plan, to study, to look into the details. No, wag tayong padalos-dalos. Pag yung mga tao nakita natin nag-i-invest kung saan-saan, study it muna. Study it. Learn how to do it, and so on. No? And my last point. No? So yung una, we've discussed managing our money, manage money. Okay. The second one is protecting our money. And the last thing that I want to highlight or discuss with you, brothers, is really to diversify. No? Or in layman's term, you need to spread your money. No? Do not put all your eggs in one basket. So meaning, if you have money right now and you want to invest, wag lang lahat sa stock market. No? Go everywhere, no? So even the Bible, sabi nga dito, even the Bible teaches us diversification. Ecclesiastes chapter 11 verse 2, it says, "Divide your portion to 7, even to 8, for you do not know what misfortune may occur on the earth." Yan. Very clear, no? Even the Lord is asking us, no, to diversify. And to give you an idea, no, do not only limit yourself, if possible, do not only limit yourself in pesos or the local currency. Try to also look into dollars kasi dollar investments are stable right now, no? Uh, why am I saying that? Currently, the peso is strong and the currency, if the exchange with the dollar, no, ang exchange natin is at 50 pesos lang per dollar. Eventually, we're forecasting it to reach as high as 56 pesos. No? So if you're investing right now to dollars, you have your peso and you want to buy cheap dollars, and once you have your cheap dollars, probably you can invest in dollar investments, no? So parang dalawa yung ways mo to earn. You're actually earning in your dollar investments. At the same time, pag nag-appreciate ulit yung dollar, kikita ka pa ulit sa exchange rate, no? So it's another concept naman on how to earn, no, by diversifying. Ito, the reason also that I want you to diversify, it's because every year iba-iba ang kumikita, no? In this slide, brothers, you will see these are different asset classes, no? Like you have here the gold, you have here US treasuries, you have cash or money market instruments, you have commodities, and so on. May REITs pa dito. Alam niyo REITs, yung real estate investment trust, yun yung mga uso ngayon. Pero I can't discuss that right now. Medyo ibang topic yun. Pero to cut the long story short, in this slide, you will see different asset class outperforming one another every year. So anong ibig sabihin nun? Do not stay invested in just one asset, no? Because by diversifying your money in different assets, you will be able to also diversify your risk, di ba? So just imagine if you're only invested in stocks, tapos lahat bumagsak sa stocks, edi ubos yung pera mo, di ba? Pero if you're invested in other asset class, at least protected ka, like cash, yan. Okay? So because volatility is always there, brothers, no? Yung paggalaw ng market, it's always there. And also good to remember that timing will not work. Kasi yung iba, ang ginagawa nila, tina-time nila. Like for example, in investing in stock market, sabihin nila, ay hindi muna ako mag-i-invest kasi mataas pa. Or ay hindi muna ako mag-invest kasi ang baba na. Baka hindi na makabawi. But the problem is, in that mindset, no, hindi mo naman talaga alam kung kailan bababa or kailan tataas. Kasi kung alam mo or kung alam ng mga tao, edi sana wala ng lahat ng fund managers or lahat ng mayaman, di ba? Kasi alam na nila na kung kailan tataas ang market, kailan babagsak ang market, lahat sila milyonaryo, lahat sila bilyonaryo. Pero in reality, walang nakakaalam. So what we are trying to teach, no, what we are also trying to encourage everyone, do not time the market, but instead, okay, what you can do is you cost average. No? Ano ibig sabihin nun? You can do cost averaging by regularly investing. Because when you cost average, kunyari, pumasok ka ng mataas ang market, the following month, pumasok ka ng mababa yung market, na-average down mo, di ba? And that is what cost averaging means. No? When you do regular investing, no, you average down your cost. No? So you don't need to time the market because you don't know when the market is going up or when the market is going down. But instead, focus on cost averaging by regularly investing. And there are a lot of programs, no? In fact, some would offer yung regular investment program where it gets automatically deducted on your savings, then it will be invested in your investment account and so on. Similar to how yung mga SSS, no, ganun, yung ginagawa nila. So regularly tinatanggal na siya from your income tapos ini-invest na niya. That's the cost averaging. That's the regularly investing. And to give you an idea, no, for example, if yung mga mahilig mag-coffee, no, yan. So instead of buying coffee, I have a good example here. Meron pa bang 100 pesos na coffee sa Starbucks? Parang wala na yata, no? Parang 120 na yata yung pinakamura. Pero for educational sake, let's say you always buy coffee, no, 100 pesos, and you multiply it by 20 days, no? So every month you're actually spending 2,000 pesos on your coffee. So if you convert that, no, kunyari, you have an initial investment. If you go into mutual funds or UITFs, initial investment of 10,000, but there's a monthly contribution which you converted from your coffee, and instead you place it in investment. So at end of 10 years, no, just imagine this, brothers, no. So 2,000 every month after 10 years with an estimated return of 8% per annum, you would have contributed already around 248,000 pesos. But the return, no, estimated return will actually give you 129,548 with only 2,000 pesos every month. 'Di ba? Instead of the expense, yung supposedly na expense mo, naging income mo pa, kumita pa siya. So from your contribution, your total estimated value is now at 377,000. 'Di ba? So that's the beauty of compounding interest and at the same time on investing your money. So I'm almost done. So just a few key takeaways from this lecture. So again, if you're starting to invest, always know your hero. Okay, know your horizon. How long are you willing to invest? How long are you willing to place your money in investment? Experience. How knowledgeable are you? So before going into a specific investment, try to probe, try to learn about it. Risk tolerance, are you a conservative? Are you an aggressive investor? So if you're a conservative and you can't sleep at night with all those volatilities, no? So don't invest in stock market, no? And your objective, what is your objective while you are investing? Are you saving or investing for your emergency fund or your family fund or your retirement fund? So determine this, no, before you invest. And of course, timing does not work. Okay. And when asked when is the right time, now is always the right time. And last, diversification is always the key. You spread the risk, no? You don't focus on just one asset. And here, ito, isa yun sa mga favorite na statement, no? Sabi nga nila, it's not how much you earn, but it's really how much you save, no? Ito pag nakikita ko tong statement na to, naalala ko yung comparison between si Yaya saka yung amo niya, no? Yung amo daw earning 100,000 every month, no? Pero ang ginagastos is 99,999. Pero si Yaya earning 5,000 a month, ang ginagastos niya zero, no? Kasi libre lahat, libre pagkain, libre pati toothbrush, toothpaste. So in reality, mas mayaman pa si Yaya kasi mas marami siyang nasi-save kaysa kay amo niya, di ba? So it's not really how much you earn, but it's really how much you save. And I think this is my last slide, brothers. No, before I end, I just want to share this. No, I'm not sure if you are familiar with this. This is the hope cycle. Okay. There's a passage in the Bible. No, it's from Romans chapter 5, verses 3 to 4. No, and itong hope cycle, it's just say that we are actually living in a cycle. Okay. So in the passage, it says, not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope. No? And if you look into this cycle, sabi nga, ang concept is all of us are undergoing this hope cycle. Regardless whether you are right now, probably some of us are in the suffering stage, no? Or others could be on the perseverance stage. Pero it really is a cycle. No? The thing is, don't be stuck. No? Don't be stuck in sufferings. Kasi yun yung nangyayari. Sometimes, lalo na yung mga nagsisuicide, okay? So pag sila na-experience nila hardship, difficulties, they lose hope. Diba? They already lose hope. No? They lose hope, and na-stuck sila sa sufferings. But little do they know that all the sufferings that they are encountering leads them to perseverance. And eventually, if you persevere, you will develop those characters, no? Those characters. And those characters will allow you to bring back hope. And the cycle continues. So brothers, right now we are undergoing a crisis. No? It's a financial crisis, it's a pandemic. All of us are experiencing this on the first time, but there's always hope. No? Don't be stuck on sufferings. If you're encountering financial sufferings right now or difficulties, just persevere. No? Just persevere, build your character, and be hopeful. And hopefully, eventually, it will teach you the lesson and it will bring you and create the better in you. So that's it, brothers. So I hope I was able to impart something to you. Thank you very much and God bless always.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you,
Thank you,
bro.
Erwin.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Sherwin.
Sherwin.
Thank you, Sherwin.
I honor you, bro. I honor you.
Thank you, Sherwin, for that talk. No, for giving us this talk for how do we handle our financial this time and giving us tips. So now, no, we could entertain Q&A portion, no. But if you have something to ask, brothers, para maging organized tayo, no, you could kindly raise your hand if you want to ask directly to Sherwin.
Oh, huwag na kayo mahiya.
Do we see a raise of hand here? Okay, since okay, I see Kurt. Kurt wanted to ask a question.
Okay, so magandang gabi lahat sa magandang gabi lahat mga brothers ko sa komunidad. Okay, so ang tanong ko ngayon is, di ba tinalakay ni Brother Sherwin ay patungkol sa GDP, yon yung gross domestic product, at saka patungkol rin sa kung paano natin susulitin yung mga pera o kung paano natin siya iipunin na maayos. Ngayon po kasi 'di ba meron tayong nakita po during ECQ or during enhanced community quarantine, kahit pa nag-CCQ, hindi naman ibig sabihin na ibang kumpanya o lahat ng kumpanya ay babalik sa operasyon. Pero paano na yun kagaya ng walang trabaho, nawalan ng trabaho, 'di ba? Meron namang iba na hindi nakatanggap ng sweldo. Kagaya ko, alam niyo mga brothers, noong March yata yun, nagsimula ako ng trabaho tapos hanggang ngayon hindi ako nakatanggap ng sahod. Ganun ba na sitwasyon po, ay makasabi po ba tayo na mabuti po yun, Bro Sherwin? Kung yung nararanasan ko na sitwasyon na ganyan, walang natatanggap na sweldo, saka naghihintay lamang na kahit naghihintay lamang ng biyaya, kung may darating na biyaya, o naghihintay lamang ng may tutulong sa akin kasi wala ako ibang magawa eh. Pero yun po ba ay mabuti po ba yung solusyon? Mabuti po ba yun na problema? Hindi problema. Mabuti po ba yun na sitwasyon, Bro Sherwin, kung sa ganun na hindi ka makatanggap ng sweldo, tapos hindi ka naman binibigyan ng kumpanya ng sweldo mo? Yan.
Okay, bro. Thank you for for raising that. Actually, yun talaga ang maraming ang nangyayari ngayon sa karamihan, 'di ba? Some of the people that I also talk to, yung iba doon parang no work, no pay kasi depende yan depende sa company. And each company, especially yung mga hindi ganung kalakihan, no? Hindi rin nila kayang mag-operate during this time of crisis kasi wala rin kunyari wala rin naman bibili kunyari mag-operate sila sino pupunta sinong gagamit ng produkto lalo na yung mga small and medium enterprise di ba na dependent lang sila on customers kung may bibili or wala and the thing is yun yung kaninang na-discuss ko on the first part of my talk na tumataas talaga yung unemployment rate, di ba? Right now, what I can say, brother, no, regarding your question, ang masasabi ko lang, una, right now ba may trabaho ka pa, bro? As in, hindi ka pa naman tinatanggal or
Yes bro, may trabaho pa ako bro. Tapos kasi nangyari po bro sa akin po, supervisor yung position ko. Pero bro, ang nangyari bro, pinalitan ng office staff kasi sobrang excited ba na instead na privacy siya na hindi dapat kinakailangan isasabi sa ibang empleyado kasi supervisor ka, alam mo naman yung responsibility duty mo. Pero nakita ko namang mali po sa aming company po ay hindi nila tinalakay o diniscuss kung ano yung mga limitasyon o kung ano yung mga roles and responsibilities sa supervisor. Ang tinalakay po nila ay patungkol po sa bawal pumasok na walang ID, bawal pumasok na walang gupit, bawal pumasok na walang uniform. So saan ba ako lulugar doon, di ba? Parang natanong ako sa sarili ko na bakit nila in-exchange yung possession ko o bakit nila pinapalitan yung possession ko? Ano ba kasalanan ko? 'Di ba? Meron namang napakita naman ako ng good kanila. Tapos lahat ng mga kasi bago pa yan ng kumpanya bro, wala naman akong problema. Pero meron naman akong problema maliit kasi pinapalitan nila ang possession ko. Tinatanggap ko naman 'yon. Pero it's a big question bro na bro, bakit po pinalitan po nila yung possession ko na kahit lang yun lang, yung privacy lang, hindi naman nila tinatalakay tsaka po ngayon naghihintay pa ako ng operasyon na babalik yung trabaho ko tsaka naranasan ko naman po na hindi pa ako nakatanggap ng sweldo.
Alam mo Kurt bro no just to ano lang well di natin I cannot speak on behalf of any company kasi iba-iba yung management yan eh. Merong company generous, merong company medyo tight. But what I can advise you is focus on what you can do na ikaw. Kasi yung company, hindi ka pwedeng mag-assume, hindi mo sila pwedeng pilitin kung hindi nila kayang gawin, di ba? Pero ang pwede mong gawin is to manage on how you respond and actually how you can prepare for yourself. And right now, I understand na baka hindi ka nila walang sweldo kasi hindi kayo pinapapasok. No? Well, it's a good learning right now. Kaya if you recall doon sa talk ko, it's important really to establish your emergency fund. So eventually ngayon, narinig mo yung concept ng emergency fund. By the time na sabihin natin, kunyari, mag-resume na ulit lahat ng trabaho, or bumalik na lahat ng operation nun na nagsasweldo ka na, try to focus on developing it para pagdating ng mga times na something like this, hindi ka magiging dependent on your company, on other people because you are prepared by yourself. So I think yun yung pwede kong i-advise right now kasi hindi natin pwedeng ipilit sa mga companies or sa management kung ano yung it's their prerogative, di ba? Pero what we can just adjust is really on ourselves. So I hope bro na ma-practice mo yun, no? Yun yung try mo i-build up na once na bumalik na yung income mo, try to build on your emergency fund para you can be financially independent.
Yes, bro. Salamat po sa mga payo.
Okay, thank you.
Nagan ako.
All right. Thank you Sherwin for answering that question. Let's try to keep our question related as well to the talk no para like ask clarification or ask tips on like investment so para um we can entertain. For the next question, no, Brian will have something to ask. Bri?
Oo, meron na. I-text ko na lang. Hindi, naka-mute ako.
Hello, Bri?
Yes, bro. I do have
Yes.
a question. Unfortunately, I work in one of the sectors that is one of the most affected by this COVID or this ECQ situation. So, for example, actually sa real estate kasi kami and our residential pa. So, our sales is actually really down. Maybe you can give us if you have inputs as to how to positivize this particular asset class so that parang somehow it would help really boost parang the kahit pa paano it would help boost the sale kasi right now it's really really bad.
So,
if you have
bro,
some tips lang.
if I understand your question, you're actually working in a real estate, no? Are you an agent or tama ba?
Yes. No, I'm not, but I'm not an agent, but I'm helping the agents
Okay.
market
okay. Sa front end ka ba o sa middle?
Nasa middle ako, bro.
Middle, okay. Okay, but you're working in the real estate sector. Okay.
Yes, we're the ones parang trading valid the sellers. And right now talagang napapakamot ulo sila kasi walang benta, walang hirap din actually, hirap talaga.
Yes. Well, yun nga
kung parang I know it's a kind of very difficult question to ask, but
no, yeah. Actually, just to give just to also share lang, sabi ko earlier na one of the sectors that will be hit for this year is really property sector or the real estate sector. Bakit? Of course, yung mga tao hindi nagbabayad ng renta ngayon kasi kaya 'di ba may mga bayanihan act na they're trying to also give leeway. So kung walang nagbabayad ng renta, yung mga may-ari wala ring kita, 'di ba? So yung iba nagpapa-defer ng mga and hindi lang 'yon, yung mga opisina hindi pumapasok. So pag kunyari nalugi yung company na nagre-rent sa mga condo, sa mga offices, pwedeng mawala, 'di ba? And it's really a risk to the whole business, like kahit yung mga pogo yung mga right now yung pogo pag isang sabi lang ng China din na pabalikin sila lahat doon, ubos yan yung mga nagre-rent ng mga office spaces right now. So it could be a risk talaga. And what I can say currently, kung you're in a real estate sector, for now you really can you can just focus on the good side, 'di ba? Just don't focus more on the negative side. So like for example, ano ibig ko sabihin you know that your business or your company is struggling. Okay? So this is the time that you can really step up or really double hard. Kasi ang possibility niyan, dalawa yan Pwede kasi pwedeng either magsara yung company sa mga nangyayari ngayon, not to scare you, pero it could be na mag-downsize or it could be na mag-file ng bankruptcy or whatever, It's really a possibility right now. So for you, if dumating sa point na companies will start redundating employees or retrenching because of their downsizing, you don't want to be there. You don't want to be part of the list. So how can you prove yourself na you are worthy to stay? That is if you really want to stay, di ba? If you really want your job, if you really love your job, prove it to the management. Prove it to the management. Perform well. No, continue doing well. Continue to be excellent. Kahit na bagsak ang market, kahit bagsak yung sector nyo, pag nakikita nila na you're working really hard to prove yourself, to try to help the company, kahit na dumating ang panahon na mag-decide ang management that they will cut 20% of their manpower, I'm sure they will not forgo you kasi they are seeing good term. Pero kung nakikita nila na isa ka sa mga down people over there, I'm sure they would not hesitate to move. So I think either you change career or you change business kung talagang walang opportunity. Pero if you really love what you do and if that's really what is your calling and you really love the company, help the company. No? Do well at your own pace. No? So kung anong, parang bloom where you are planted. Currently, you are planted there. Bloom where you are planted right now and prove yourself.
Okay, bro. Thank you very much for that very, very timely reminder.
All right. Yes, and thank you for that as well, no, for answering. I think
Yun lang. Thank you, bro.
we have a question in a chat lang, no. I don't know kung ano to. It would be applicable if may batas na asking if may batas ba na bawal muna pagbayad sa rent ng house kasi may iba pang nagpapa-rent pero finorce sila ng ibang tao na magbayad. Is this allowed if even we don't have income salary for as of now because of this pandemic?
Right now, unfortunately, wala tayong batas, di ba? Wala tayong law talaga na dapat mag-forgo ng rent. It's more of a humanitarian act. Even the Bayanihan Law or the Bayanihan Act, it was assigned to encourage banks. Actually, yung Bayanihan kasi is really to encourage banks na to defer payment of loans. Like for example, kung meron kang mga housing loan, car loans, na it's a way to help the economy, to help the people para hindi sila ma-burden. Pero it's not really foregoing payment, no? It's just delaying or deferring, no? So baka isipin ng iba na ay hindi na ako kailangan magbayad. Hindi po. Ano lang, i-defer lang, no? Ma-extend lang yung pagbabayad mo. But in terms of really asking the landlords not to get rent, walang ganun eh. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na, uy, maawa ka naman sa akin. So it's really on the person, no? So sabi ko nga kanina doon kay Kurt, yung sinabi kong example, you really cannot force, you really cannot oblige the other person's response. What you can manage really is how you will respond, di ba? So kung hindi pumayag yung isa, ang dapat mong gawin is anong gagawin mo? So kung hindi pumayag na hindi ka magbayad ng renta, so you need to act based on the reaction of the other person. So kung kailangan mong maghanap ng other way, so paano? Probably you need to do another job. Find a sideline, 'di ba? Marami naman maraming possible sidelines diyan. Online works na you can do or go to your family kung talagang wala na, kung meron kang family na medyo nakakaraos, actually yun yung dapat na first mo lapitan. Ito brothers, no, sometimes nakakalimutan natin na if we need help, we go to other people, we go to our friends. Pero in reality, our families should always be our first running point, no? Kahit na pagbalik-balik rin mo yan, kadugo mo yan, no? Kadugo mo yan. And same way, kung meron lumapit sa iyo na kapamilya mo, na kapatid mo, tatay mo, magulang mo, don't hesitate, brothers, no? These are our blood relatives, no? So, huwag kayo mahiya. Kung talagang meron nakakaraos, try to ask for help. I'm sure they would be willing to help kung meron naman sila may tutulong.
I see. Siguro, thank you, Bro Shervy, no, for answering that. No, I think we have last two question, no. Could entertain from Nestor. Seeing the economic data that you have presented, our country is down. It is fair to say that our government is still robust or strong. So those the government has able to set economic stimulus to drive the economy. If meron, how can the public able to avail it?
Yes, again, and that's a very good question. No? So the good news, brothers, no, Philippines is one of the promising countries, diba? And Philippines has always been a special country compared to other countries. Bakit? Kasi aside from the resources that we have what we call as the OFWs, no? Unlike other countries na they are only dependent on their exports or their products, no? Tayo, we are a country that has parang meron tayong other source of income, no? Kung tao siya, naka-diversify yung resources niya, meron siyang pinagkukuhanan na iba, no? And for Philippines, this is very unique kasi isa tayo sa mga countries na sobrang daming OFWs, no? So it gives us more flows, no? It helps us in times like this, 'di ba? So kaya if you go back into my presentation, you can see there na yung GDP natin, yung gross domestic product natin, it's one of the highest, no, in the emerging markets. In fact, we're one of the highest in Asia, no, second probably to China and sometimes India. Uh, we're seeing an average, no, 6%, 7%. You don't see it in some countries, like for example, in developed countries, no, their average GDP is only 2%, 3%, no. But in the Philippines, we're seeing 6, 7%, which is good. So pag mataas yung GDP mo, it means the country is earning and performing well. In terms of stimulus naman, uh, right now the government is putting up a lot of funds to help out the different sectors. So you've been hearing different agencies like DSWD, DOLE, even yung mga BIR, even BIR nagtumutulong, DPWH is also helping out. So marami, no? And yung mga social amelioration program that we are receiving, yung mga especially the less fortunate brothers and sisters natin. Saan nanggagaling yun? It's really coming from the government's budget, no, or government's funding, yung mga taxes natin na binabayaran. And in fact, just to give you an idea, the government right now is releasing 5 trillion, no, 5 trillion pesos to help out, no. It's like building a budget na to help out in economic growth. So isa yan sa mga pina-prioritize nila. They're looking into helping the SMEs, no? So kasi yan yung mga kailangan ng tulong. So to start yung mga businesses on the lower. And marami tayong ma-expect. But siguro for some makikita yan more on the yung mga C, yung mga mababa, no, mga mas mahihirap natin mga kapatid. It's not really on the middle eh. More on the mga lower class kasi yung mga tinutulungan nila. And sa mga middle, of course, we're receiving some benefits, pero it's really not towards those range. But there are a lot that the government is doing right now, in fairness to them.
Oo nga, no. Actually, maganda rin ano din, pati yung BPO din could be another source of income.
Correct. Yan. Tama yan. So yung
Okay.
BPOs natin.
So, I think we have a last question, no, come from Ian. Ian, do you have something to
Yes, yes.
say?
Clear ba ako, bro? Clear?
Yes, bro. Yes, bro.
Yes, oo. Siguro sharing lang regarding dun sa talk. Dun muna sa may mga previous questions. Actually, if you'll read the Joint Memorandum Circular 1 series of 2020 ng mga IATF members natin, especially as DSWD was also included on that. So makikita natin yung iba't ibang programs na tumutugma sa atin, no? Especially, kunyari, for the informal sector, so we are here, the DSWD. So, pagdating naman, especially sa atin, na mga working professionals, so meron din tayo ibang dyan, agency, especially the DOLE. When it comes to rent naman, tama si Sherwin, meron tayo dyan. Yung DTI actually ang nag-encourage na magkaroon leeway para sa mga lessees natin, sa mga nagre-rent, both commercial and residential. Kasi we cannot fully blame din naman kasi yun yung pinaka source of income din ng iba, 'di ba? So kung di tayo magbabayad ng rent, wala din silang income ganyan. So it's not really talagang mawawala yung rent pero pwedeng i-defer. So tama si Sherwin doon. Yan. Sharing ko lang din sa actually, alam niyo brother, si Sherwin din yung nag-talk last 2018 kung di ako nagkakamali about the title of the talk is Millennials. Naalala mo ba Sherwin? Financial Literacy for Millennials. Yan. And I also attended that talk. At naalala ko din during that time, si Brian nagtanong din noon that time. Tama, Brian? Alam niyo ba, that's really enlightening for me kasi after that talk, when I started to investigate about financial savings and investment, so I started during that time up until now. So what can I advise na based on my experience din is really setting aside our emergency fund. Alam niyo, that's really good eh. Practically and technically speaking, um, ideal lang naman is 3 months worth of your income or expenses kung ano yung mas convenient based sa lifestyle mo. Kasi I really appreciated it, especially ngayon during ng time ng COVID. Parang it's almost 3 months na since we had this community quarantine. So parang ako nga parang I'm one of the blessed din kasi I was thinking what if yun nga na-stop yung employment ko or wala na kaming bayad, parang something like that. So parang it gives me confidence din na oo, kaya pa, mabubuhay pa kasi meron tayong emergency fund. And aside from that is yun nga yung investing din na before you invest, make sure na meron ka ding emergency fund. Kasi pag dumating nga yung time ng crisis na ganito, para hindi ka mapilitan na i-withdraw yung investment mo just to defray your expenses, 'di ba? Na hindi mo gagalawin yung investment. Kasi 'di ba sabi nga investment will benefit through lapse of time. So habang tumatagal siya, mas nagiging okay. So, yun din, may encouragement din for you brothers na sabi nga ni Sherwin, the best time to invest. Pero siguro kung wala kang savings, save muna. Then kung may savings na, then go to investment. Now is the right time. Parang ganun. Actually, I'm not the most credible one to talk about it kasi lugi din yung aking stocks and mutual fund ngayon by 25%, I think. Pero yun nga.
Dagdagan mo. Dagdagan mo lang para ma-cost average.
Yes, cost averaging. Pero yun nga, you'll have to assess din yung risk mo, yung personality mo. Kasi ako naman may high risk tolerance. And again, the investment is net of the emergency fund or savings. So I'm not, parang ganun, wag mo siya masyado i-treat as investment. Or parang expense na siya. So parang kahit iwan mo siya or what. Yun. And I have combination din naman ng direct and the mutual fund. Pero again, it's in the manner of discipline and it's really a good lesson ngayon no, yung pinagdadaanan natin to really save for the future kasi di man natin siya lagi magagamit pero it gives us additional sense of confidence din na whatever happens, we are secured personally. Ayun lang. So, si Sherwin talaga yon 2018. Thank you.
Thank you, bro. Bro, if I may add lang quickly no regarding sa emergency fund. I just want to share lang this I think back in mga 7 years ago or 6 years ago when I was after my previous job nag-resign kasi ako doon sa previous job ko and before I resigned I made it a point na meron akong emergency fund. So ang ginawa ko so pinrepare ko na 'di ba yung 6 months worth ko. Tama si Ian, pwedeng 3 months lang pero ang ginawa ko is actually 6 months kasi you don't know kung kailan ka makakahanap ng bagong trabaho eh. Pwedeng tumagal ng lalo. So ang ginawa ko pa, instead of my 6 months worth of expenses, ang ginawa ko, 6 months worth of my revenue. Okay? So yung income mismo, ang ginawa kong 6 months. Kasi ay, talagang gusto ko lang na prepared ako. So after I was able to establish it, so I am confident, I resigned. And nung time na yon, sabi ko kung maghahanap na ako ng bagong trabaho, gusto ko talaga yung gusto ko na, no? So and it sustained me during the process kasi nung time na yon, a lot of offers are coming in pero hindi ko mga gustong trabaho eh. Yun yung may night shift pa rin kasi yung dati kong job may mga night shift yun. So yung mga offer sa akin, mga night shift pa rin, no? So pero ako sabi ko gusto ko yung morning shift na and so on. So I had the liberty no to assess kung ano talaga yung gusto ko. At the same time through prayers, no, I was able to confidently na sustain myself. Tapos yun rin yung time na I was able to help my mom during her check-ups, no. Tapos at the same time yun rin yung pine-prepare ako to be the branch leader of Lingkod Makati. So I was able to attend yung mga trainings sa household, sa regional household. And to cut the long story short, kung hindi ko ginawa 'yon, no, I will be scrambling, no, with my finances kasi ubos na eh. Sipin mo yung mga loans mo naman, kung meron kang binabayarang loans or yung mga expenses mo, hindi naman mawawala 'yan eh. Or ang mangyayari nun, I will be cutting myself from the community. Kunyari may mga fellowship, hindi ako sasama kasi may gastos eh. Or probably my tithes, no? Kung nag-commit ako na to give this on a monthly basis to give to the church, to the community, eh wala akong kinikita eh. So it's a good reason for me na to say na I don't have any income. But no, no? Ang ginawa ko, I included it on my expenses. So I computed it na walang mapuputol. So every month, continuous pa rin yung lahat ng transaction ko or lahat ng activity ko. And the Lord has been faithful, no? He blessed me. And before my fund ran out, no? Before my fund runs out, I was able to find a new job and the job that I really wanted na. So just pray for it, brothers, no? And be faithful and trust in the Lord. And remember yung hope cycle, no? Don't forget yung last slide ko. Maybe you're now in the suffering stage, but just persevere and build your character and always be hopeful. Yun lang.
Yes, amen to that. Thank you, Bro Sherwin, for all the talks, no? For everything, no, sa mga ibang questions. We can if you have any questions, no, you can directly ask Sherwin, or may Sherwin can share his contact information, or could if you have something, no, to ask, and you can add him on Facebook, pwede ba, bro?
Yeah,
Yes,
bro.
if you have any questions. So thank you, bro Sherwin, for all the talk. um, really appreciate, and for sure ang dami natin natutunan ngayon, brothers, no, especially on how to handle our financial at this time, no. And it's really important, no, just to have to get to remember to be being responsible by properly manage and protect and diversify your money, no. Siguro just to share lang, no, then parang somehow sobrang timely din talaga na hindi ko akalain parang somehow ginawa ko siya, yung emergency fund, na as of now ngayon wala akong work ngayon, because of medyo na hold, because of kailangan mag-cut off, but it's a good thing na parang I save money to just for this pandemic, able to survive while I'm still looking for a job, and I'm still praying for that and hoping na maging ano pa rin tayo, maging hopeful. That's important thing then. And for that, we would like to proceed to the announcement. If we can we share the announcement, the upcoming event for Lingkod. All right, for our coming event, we have a Lighthouse Talk on May 15, this Friday, 7:30 p.m. And Lighthouse Talk is isa sa mga ano din to magandang talk series. It could be some practical things. So attend. So just visit our Facebook page in Lingkod, Manila, FB page for more details. Okay, for next is the Game Time Tuesday. All right, so in Game Time Tuesday, of course, is in Tuesday next week on May 19, 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. So for more info, kindly follow our Facebook page as well, or kindly contact this number for if you have any questions or query. And thanks. That's the So see you at the Lingkod Manila upcoming events. So for that, we would like to announce as well, before we proceed to our closing, if for those who wanted to join in our fellowship later, we have we could allot some time. We have a game after this event, after this closing prayer. If you have time, still have time, feel free to join us later on. Kasi may pa-price to. Legit, yes. So yeah, so for that we conclude the our men's forum event. Also, before we conclude, we proceed to our closing prayer first. No, may we ask everyone to be remembered in the presence of the Lord, the Father and the Son, Holy Spirit. Heavenly Father, I know that some of us should not be anxious for anything, especially at this time of pandemic, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, in every situation, we give you thanks, oh Lord, for this time, for the blessings we have, for the gift of technology that we were able to connect and communicate with our loved ones, friends, virtually, for the talk we just listened now, and for all the people who attended on this event. We come before you tonight, O Lord, and may ask for your financial blessing, that pray as well for the things that we have learned tonight that may apply in our lives, that become more hopeful as well, and ask for guidance as well in how to handle our resources in able to improve our life. Our faith keep us strong, and I know you will provide for us and the people we love. Give us a means to do your work and spread your love. We have so much to give if only we were allowed the chance. We pray as well, Lord, for the following segment that may be with us still and bless our night and time with one another as well. We keep our respective families and loved ones safe. May we ask this in your mighty name of your Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord. We pray. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, Holy Spirit. All right. So thank you,
Sure,
brothers,
picture.
for. So we proceed to our picture first, no, para may remembrance tayo. Can we share our no? Can we open our camera? I encourage you to open your camera for the picture taking.
Last photo ng palbas ko.
Okay. Okay, brothers. 1, 2, 3, smile. One more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay. Back to you, Jude.
All right, maraming salamat, bro. Maraming salamat, brothers. So we can proceed to our fellowship. Are you G? Pwede ba kayo, bro?
Yes.
Yes.
Hold on.
Itong background niya.
Okay, hoping that can you let me just share your screen.
Ano to?
Can you see my screen now, brothers?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
To
All
all
right.
viewers, prayers, please read this to audio.
Thank you, bro Sherwin, for joining us.
Ay,
Bye
salamat
bye.
po,
Win.
Go
Sherwin.
ahead. Bye-bye. Night.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Good night. All right. So for wait lang ah. Nakikita niyo yung screen ko, no? Right?
Yes,
Yes.
bro.
All right. Sige. So, may narinig ba kayo, bro?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Narinig yung background?
Yes.
Medyo mahina lang.
Mahina lang, pero okay naman.
Mm-mm.
Alright.
Icebreaker. Breaker the game.
Ano kaya to?
Yes. So ito so the mechanics will be a slide will be shown with a question in it. So you have to answer it by typing in
Ay,
the
sa
Zoom.
chat box.
Yes, it's in the Zoom
Yeah.
chat box.
Paano
So
to? Multitasking.
yes, meron dyan, bro, you could chat if you're using mobile.
Oo, mobile.
So and for the all right, thank you Charles for
Thank you,
joining.
Charles.
All right, so for the
Where's my
third,
key?
kindly please wait
Okay.
for the cue in the chat. Dapat makikita niyo yung start
Paun
like this. Once you see the
paunahan to.
yes. Once you see this chat, once you see this
Mabagal ako
start,
mag-type eh.
once you see this start button, yeah, that's what
Right
you're gonna
minus
say.
wrong. Right minus wrong. Wrong spelling.
Kailangan spelling.
Perfect. No
Oh.
shortcut.
Malaki price dito, brothers. Life-changing.
May pa-price
Paano
dito.
ipadala? Nasa Jensen ako.
May grab
Pwede yan,
tayo.
bro. Pwede yan. So we will give you 15 seconds to wait before you answer the question. Each question, okay? So the point goes to the individual who answered, and of course, the highest individual scorer wins the prize.
Yay!
Yes, wait lang. Wait lang. Narinig nyo naman yung sounds, no?
Ikaw lang bro, marinig ko. Pero yung background hindi.
Wait lang.
Ang wala, bro.
Yan.
Baka ano nga. Alright.
Super Mario.
So, can you hear? Can you hear? All right, bro. For this level 1, so be prepared.
And RT2.
Level 1 question.
Ano mag-type?
Type tayo sa chat, okay? So, number 1 question. What is the longest running noontime variety show in the Philippines?
Ano?
Wait lang. So, wait lang, bro. Wala pa.
Gigil na gigil.
We have time, bro. Pag nakita nyo na yung start, then kayo pwede okay?
Okay.
For
Alert, brothers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, you may start answering. What's your answer?
Eat bulaga.
Type in the chat.
Tapos na.
Okay.
Pwede rin i-voice out para may coaching.
Alright, so since nakauna na si and the answer is
EB, eat bulaga.
So the point goes to Pete. Yes, see, meron siyang 1 point.
Kanina, bro?
Sorry.
Ang TV.
Okay. Yes, it's a noon time So
Noon
Bulaga,
time.
it's been 40 ngayon it's been 40
Institution.
years.
40 years.
Yes, so for the next level 2 question. What is the largest city in the Philippines? Wait for the mic to start. You have 10 seconds. What is the largest city in the Philippines? All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ano mo?
Makati.
Ikaw na yung sa 1.
Quezon City.
Davao.
Oldest pala yung sagot ko.
Davao.
Ay, wait lang.
Go, JP.
I-check natin to Pero, the answer is
Davao.
It's Quezon City.
Uy, land area, it's Davao.
Wait
Pero
lang.
population density is Quezon City.
Check natin. I-validate natin later on. Pero for now, ano na ba yan? Si Pete na naman ang nauna.
Ang bilis.
Ginagaling ang kita.
Ang galing
Grabe Okay, later we will validate that question. Okay? So for our level 3 question. Who is in the 200 peso bill?
Patay,
So,
sino kaya?
Alright, so question in
Sorry.
in 3. Kailangan pwedeng 2 words complete. I mean 2 yung names niya. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
LPG
Uy, grabe, kompleto talaga to si competitive
Pare ko yan
So the answer is President Diosdado Macapagal or Diosdado Macapagal. Grabe, ang nakakuha ng point ay si Ian.
Wave na ako, bro.
Ay, grabe.
Tabulator pala ako.
Mayor yan
Ay, talaga. Sige.
Nestor na.
I-wave na ba natin? Sige.
Tabulator pala.
Sinong nauna? Ian.
Nestor.
Ay, salamat.
Yes. Si Nestor, yes. Alright, congrats for passing the city stage. But this is where it gets hard. Alright, so when we proceed to our fourth stage.
Hong Kong naman.
So for this round, ito naman ay 2 points na mabibigyan for this round.
Points.
So, medyo competitive game tayo ngayon. Yes, game face on.
Oh my
Alright,
gosh.
for the next question. Okay, before we proceed, may kailangan nating piliin. Choose your weapon. Pili kayo, brothers. Please feel free to chat kung ano yung pinaka average. Alright.
Yung majority, yun yung
Nakikita ko majority.
weapon.
So, nakikita ko bow of strong frontliners. Okay, since I think ang majority nagiging bow of strong, no?
Tayo na, tayo.
Alright, we'll proceed to our level 4.
Alright. Diminishing powers. Diminishing powers.
We proceed to our level 4 question. Alright, so what is the first commercial bank in the Philippines? What is the first commercial bank? Write the complete name, bawal yung acronym. So, wait for my cue start, okay? Name, the acronym, okay? Ayan. Okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ay,
Daya, ang bilis talaga. Nauna yung start.
Napindot ko.
Pabilisan tayo, bro. Alright. Ian, sino ang nauna?
I can see nag-start ba sa Berg?
Nako, Kastila pa. Bangko
Ano ba
Espanyol
nag-start?
Filipino del Isabel II.
So the answer is yes, Bank of the Philippine Islands.
Sino kaya?
Pero after start, no?
After start, yes.
Si Angelo.
Be honest, brother.
Sino ba?
Napindot ko
Ian, I trust you.
Bro, ano yung RT na chinat mo, bro?
Bank of the Philippine Islands. Okay.
Glenn.
Bro, si Glenn.
Okay. Congrats, Glenn. So proceed for our level 5. What is the level 5? What is the name in the back of our present 1 peso coin? Anong pangalan?
Hala ka, patay.
Wait
Yun, di
lang.
ba? What is the name?
Oh,
Bawal
yung, na,
dudukot.
yung nasa likod nasa
Bawal
reverse
dudukot
side.
ha.
In,
Bawal dudukot sa
to give you 10 seconds. In 10, 9,
Walang
8,
dukutan.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wala akong 1
Pinakaisip
peso
ko
na.
tapos sa
Anong pangalan? In our present piso coin yung ginagamit natin ngayon. Okay. So the answer is waling-waling.
Marami sa Davao niya.
Diba? Waling-waling nakalagay sa
Waling-waling.
piso natin ngayon. Diba?
Wait,
Okay.
alam ko.
Si JP ang nauna.
Yes, JP.
Yes. Ay, okay.
Competitive.
Competitive.
Okay, so we proceed to our
Paglaging
level
hawak.
6.
Ano yung vitamins mo, bro? Ang bilis-bilis.
What is the level 6 question? So, okay.
Ayun. Uy, level 6.
Okay. What is the name of the fish located at the back of the present 50 peso bill?
Ha?
Hirap naman ang mga tanong.
About financial, di ba? At least ako alam natin yung pera. Alam natin.
Pera.
So, dukot-dukot na natin mga 50 pesos, ha?
Uy,
Yung
wala pang
pangalan,
start.
bro, ha?
Seryoso ba?
Wait lang. I'll give you 10 seconds. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ginaya tayo ni Glenn. Anong name ng fish? Ang sagot,
Ay, 50 pesos pila natin ngayon, ha?
Matambaka.
Bakit nakapa-unlake ako?
Ang usap, yung 50 peso bill, yung natin ngayon.
Ano ba? Sa unang panahon.
Napadukot din ako ng ng pera, oh. Para i-check. Okay. Okay, for ang answer is mali po to, pero yan yung tamang sagot.
Ha? Ano? Pulo?
Mali po to. Yes, in our 50 peso bill. Pero tama yun. Tama I think nakasagot si Ernie.
Hindi
Mali po to. Yun yung
pero ano yung tamang sagot? Okay.
Yes.
Hindi butanding. Wala
In
ko butanding.
our 50 peso bill ngayon, ha?
Okay.
Okay, we proceed.
Okay.
Congrats on the finishing on the forest stage, but the game is not over yet. Okay. So now you have entered the cave and after passing the forest. But
Super
you see the
Mario.
treasure.
Treasure na.
But you encounter a creature guarding the treasure. What is that?
my creature.
Ano yan? What's that?
Dragon.
Oh no, it's the boss fight. Boss fight tayo ngayon, ha. Level 7, pahirap na pahirap to.
Boss ko ba?
Okay.
Ay, sorry.
Okay. So for this round, we will give 3 points to answer this question, ha.
1 point pa lang.
3 points yan. Medyo kailangan competitive tayo. Yes. Dragon's Roaring. So for this question, I suggest, brothers, if you could get a piece of paper and a ball pen para kasi ito is the pinakamahirap na question. You have to answer. And I will give you 1 minute. 1 minute to answer this. So I ask you, brothers, to get magkuha kayo ng papel at paper or pencil or paper para sulatin. So sorry, wait lang. So this is ciphertext. Use the key code in the next slide to decode the meaning. So I'll give you 1 minute to answer this. 1 minute to wait. After 1 minute, we will start. Kita nyo ba, bros?
Sandali lang, kukuha muna ako ng papel.
Saan na yun?
Ano yun?
On the first word, abo.
Yes mo. At hindi kasi boss fight talaga eh. Hindi talaga pag sa huli eh. Mahirap.
This yung first word. This is
So, okay. So, 30 seconds.
message.
Right. In 30 seconds.
Use message. Ay, this is why.
Chat niyo yan, bro, ah. Lalagay niyo yan sa chat.
This is
Okay, last 15 seconds.
Ang hirap naman ito.
This is a secret.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Kung spelling,
Yes. Grabe.
Grabe.
May mga nakasagot na. May nakasagot na ba? Okay. So, ano nga? So, the answer is, this is the secret message. So, Ian, sino nakasagot?
Oh my gosh!
Grabe, grabe naman talaga yan. Sorry medyo mahirap talaga yung question na. So I think we're in the I think we are in the last question, no? We're the last question. I'll give you 1 minute again to answer the question. So the next question is complete the table below.
Memorize ko yan.
Bro, taga Mindanao ako. Taga Jensen ako.
Mga kumpare ko yan.
Sige,
bro, kailangan complete ha. Chat ang complete. There's still 40 seconds left.
Valenzuela.
Okay lang yan, brothers. Go, brothers.
Ano first name?
We have 30 seconds left.
Di ba yung bata? Yung nakatalo kay Espada?
20 seconds left.
Sumagot.
Oo, Francis Zamora. Siya yung
So, kailangan complete natin to, bro. Isang sagot lang.
Diba? May countdown.
Okay, last 15 seconds. Wait lang, wala pang start ha. Wala pang start. Wait for my cue.
Walang kodigo ha.
Wait for my cue. 10 seconds left. Alright. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ang hirap.
Grabe oh.
Wait.
Wrong spelling wrong ha.
Tunay na pangalan.
Tunay na pangalan.
I-check natin. Okay.
Maraming
So,
Francisco Dumagoso.
Okay, so I think we have an answer now. And the answer is yes, for
Ay,
Quezon is
dapat
Joy
ano.
Belmonte. And San Juan is Francis Zamora. Manila is Camarero. Pasig Vico Soto. Valenzuela Rex Gatchalian. And Makati Abigail Binay.
Pero bro, i-refute ko yan ha. Kasi dapat ano, dapat ang kapag mayors kasi dapat yung legal name nila, not the screen name.
Sige, I
So, pwede
think
na.
lahat naman
Check.
ay hindi perfect ang sagot.
Yes. But sino
Kasi
ang una nakatama?
if you'll use the full name talaga, walang tumama sa inyo. Like Abby is Marlene Binay, Rex Don Gatchalian,
Ay, oo.
Yes.
Vico is Victor Maria Regis,
Grabe
Zamora
naman.
is Francisco Javier. Oo, kasi
Grabe
mga
naman yung
kumpare ko yan, di ba?
Grabe, Yorme, yung mga pangalan
Yes.
yan, no? Pero mga
Grabe
seniors
ha.
naman.
So, I think Pete tayo. Since hindi na niya sinama si Isko. Oo.
Yes,
Si Pete.
sino ang ano natin, official?
Peter bro, Peter.
Si Peter? Si Peter ang sagot.
3 points ba yan, bro?
Oh, yes. Critical hit.
Ang hirap nito ah.
So the boss has been defeated. Yes. And so
So sino na?
congrats
Okay.
to winner. So can we call out the winner?
First start si Peter.
Sino nga ba ang ating
1
winner?
point pa rin ako.
Yes.
Ay, ang Burgundy House kasi marami.
Team Berg?
So,
We have a tie?
Dahil apat ang Berg divided by 4.
Tiebreaker.
Nako, wala tayong tiebreaker. Ano tayo ngayon ah.
Paunahan na lang.
Okay, congrats to the winners. So, thank you brothers for playing and participating.
Okay.
Hope you enjoy, brothers.
Dali lang ha.
For the prizes.
For the
Sir,
prizes.
do you have any announcement?
Let's wait for further announcement, no?
I think for the prizes, less for the Team Berg and ako kay Peter.
Yes.
Wow.
Magkano?
Marami pang delata sa DSWD.
May ayuda na ba tayo, bro?
Excuse me bro, saan yung Burgundy House, mga brothers?
Nasa Manila.
Yun pa yun sa ano? Sa may tawag nito?
Lasal.
Lasal? Sa may ano? Sa may TAF?
Yes, bro.
Akala ko dun sa ano, before dun sa ano, yun, kalimutan ko, Banda Pedro Hill.
Player meeting bro.
Ha?
Dun nag-stay si Jude ngayon.
Ha?
Wala ako, bro.
Hindi ko na matandaan yung before yung kanila kanila poly pa before. Sana yun.
Yes, Berg is malapit sa Lasal.
Tapat na Lasal. Sa CSB?
Malapit doon, bro.
Sa CSB, sa TAF. Oo. Pasensya na, matagal na ako hindi nakapunta na 2014 pa nakapunta na Manila.
Okay lang yan, bro. Hoping nag-enjoy kayo, bro.
Sandali. Oo, yung dating bahay pala nila Poly, yung next station
Bro, naalala mo daw yung
Quirino.
Pasay House?
Ha?
Pasay House daw, naalala mo
Yun,
daw?
Pasay House, oo, yung malapit sa katabi, di ba Quirino, next, parang, ayun, Libertad, oo, bumababa kami sa McDo yata, yun. Nakalimutan ko yung daan, yung street. Oo, pumupunta kami doon. Yung malapit sa simbahan, yung lalakarin lang.
Desena Street daw.
Yun, Desena. Oo. Yeah, I remember that. Sa Pasay. Yeah. Yeah. Sino nakatira doon? Wala na?
Sorry. Wala na.
Wala na. Okay, sige.
Yes, bro. So thank you for joining us, no, brothers, no, for especially for the guests, Nestor,
11
Ernie,
o'clock na
Dario,
pala.
and Eric. So yes, so
Thank
time
you.
check, no, mag 11 na. If you have time pa, kung gusto niyo magstay, why not?
Ay bro,
So
una muna ako ha. Mauna na ako. Sige, sige.
okay, thank you
Okay.
for
Thank
joining
you.
us.
Oo, sa susunod.
Salamat, Jude.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jude.
Bye.
Nag-enjoy pa kayo, brothers. Kung di pa kayo